Alright guys, so now we're going to be doing a recap video on one of my biggest trades I've taken so far on futures. And this was a trade I took on my Top Step account for 150k. And I was able to make $15,000 in one trade. And I only used two contracts and I was risking $2,000. And I was able to make $15,000. And I entered this trade during Asia Open and I closed during New York Open. And I only had two contracts and I swung the whole way. I had a trailing stop for 5,000. I'm going to break it down once I go into the charts. So yeah, this is going to be a little recap video on my trade, and I'm going to go over how you guys can build profits on your funded accounts and how to maximize your win rate and potential trading these accounts. So yeah, let's get into the video. So as you guys can see, I'm going to pull up my account real quick. I'm just going to use a screenshot. So here you can see I'm up $47,272, and I'm up a little bit more than that right now. And you can see my biggest trade was a $15,000 trade that I took today, and this was the NQ buys I did, which I'll show you guys on TradingView charts. And yeah, my account was like around like 30-ish, 37 something, like $32,000, and I was able to make 15. And if you don't know, I'm not sure if I'm going to post this in my vlog or I'm going to do a separate video, but whatever the case may be, I was around 30,000 I believe trading when I was taking delivery of my car. And then I entered in the Sprinter van with Raul. We were trading, he was trading ES, I was trading NQ. We basically had the same trade. I was able to make $5,000 as soon as I entered the dealership. I had to take profit, and then I made another 5,000 the day after. So that's why I got a big buffer on my trade. And then now I got a payout on my birthday as well, April 9th. So I withdrew 5k, and now I'm up another 15k already. So I'm at $47,000, which is crazy to be on a Top Step funded account. And in one account, I'm up 47k in profit, and I already have withdrawn $20,000 in profits. So this is just kind of crazy in my opinion. And people ask me, why don't you trade multiple accounts? For me, I have a personal account that I trade on. I don't really post it too much. I used to post on that. If you saw my gold trades, that was on my personal live account. But for today's video and going forward, I only post futures because I feel like even if I trade on my personal account and I post withdrawals, screenshots, or whatever, people are going to think it's fake or whatever, because people can do a lot of weird shit with it. So that's why I'm doing a futures account, a funded account, where you can't fake anything. It's all legit. I show my withdrawals, I show my payouts, I show everything. So I'm probably one of the most legit traders out there. I see a lot of bullshit out there, but yeah. So let's get into this little recap real quick on how I got this trade done. So you can see this is NQ, and I have the buy symbol pretty much drawn up on where I entered. I had like a bottom tick trade, is what most people call it. And I pretty much closed once the gap got filled. And let's just go over this trade real quick. So market opened on Sunday, as we can see here. And yeah, we had a huge gap down because Trump was talking to Iran, whatever, they had the ceasefire talks. Boom, they had no deal. And what the market did was it shot straight down, and then we had a recovery back up, because that doesn't mean, like, that was just some type of fear in the markets. But overall, there was headlines coming out saying Iran is ready to give up their uranium. So that basically means they're trying to make a deal happen. So this just made a full rebound recovery, and as it should have. Even if this gap down, it wasn't anything crazy because it didn't make any new lows. Like, it wasn't coming down here lower to make lows. I don't know if that makes sense for you guys. For me, it's like we're already in this bullish pattern right here. I'm just gonna draw over it. As you can see, like, we're already bullish here, and this is like a healthy pullback. We're pushing up, another healthy pullback, and just to continue higher. So for me, it still made sense to go long here because we tested the support area right here. You can see price came here, wicked, rejected. Same thing here, try to come here again and reject, go up. Same thing here, and then same thing here. And I'm going to touch a little bit on order flow. I know Raul uses order flow. I get a lot of questions regarding order flow. I like order flow. I just don't use it as much as Raul does because he breaks it down to the numbers. This is how I incorporate order flow from what I know about so far. Is basically, let's just say we're buying here, right? So say we're a bank, right? We placed $100 million trade right here. We're buying here. So protect this trade. We're going to have buy limits like here here, and like right here, just so this position right here that we had doesn't get taken out. So that's how banks like to trade, and that's how order flow works. Like with order flow, if you go into a deep dive, you'll see where the contracts are, where's the liquidity, where's volume moving at. Like you're able to see all those contracts and stuff to see that. So I'm using order flow pretty much, but I'm not looking at the contracts or anything else. I'm just looking at it as a bank's perspective point of view of if I'm buying here, for me to protect these buys right here, I want to have a buy limit set here for like 5 million, another buy limit set here for like 2 million, just in case these sellers want to push price down. I have my buy limits, so my trade here is still secure and we could keep pushing it up. The same thing happened on Sunday. The market shot down all the way here, and guess what happened? The banks had their $10 million right here lined up to push price higher because they were protecting these buy orders they had, because obviously the banks know what's going to happen before all of us with the war and stuff, ceasefire, whatever Trump can talk about. They always have a say in it because they're literally controlling all the money in the world. And yeah, and look, NQ started to push back up because they had this buy limit got triggered. Like price tried pushing down and it got rejected. The sellers failed here and the buyer stepped in and pushed price up. And what followed with that is fundamentals. Fundamentals always follow the move. The move came out that Trump is sending a blockade to the Strait of Hormuz, and that's just going to help ships get through, so the economy is getting back to normal. So that was a good catalyst for NQ to push up. And gold did the same thing because he's making a Navy blockade, so more ships can go through, so the prices won't go up anymore. So that was that. And then we had other talks like towards the morning time where Iran is ready to give up their uranium and maybe give it to Russia. So market pushed even higher. So that's like part of the concept how I use the trade. And the other part is, let me just erase all of this real quick. Hopefully this all makes sense. I'm just trying to explain it as quickly as I can. Shit. Okay, so now this was a trade I took. Pretty much I had a bottom tick right here, entered at 29.48, not 49, 29.48. Pretty much right here I entered because we saw a rejection, and then you can see around here I put my stop loss. I got a trailing stop loss at 5,000 profit, because what I've been trading with this fund, it says I just been going for 5,000 profit total and calling it a day, because I'm not trying to make too much or too little. Like I feel like 5,000 is perfect for me, because that's how much a payout I can do is 5,000. So I feel like if I can hit $5,000 days, it's kind of perfect for me because I can't even withdraw too much money. So 5,000 is perfect for me. So if I have 2 or 3 days in a week where I'm making 5,000, I feel like that's perfect for me. So that was my goal, but I was like, okay, I feel like this trade is going to push higher because the talks are positive. We had a heavy rejection here. We had a good support level here. And if you looked at previous price action, this level is pretty strong. So yeah, that was my pretty much catalyst of like, okay, buying. And I usually watch candles on the hourly, the 30-minute. I'm seeing what they're doing. That's more part of my strategy as well. And yeah, so around like 2-3 a.m. I set my trailing stop at 5k profit. I woke up around 7-8 o'clock. I'll see I was up 8,000, and I just continued to watch the trade, adjusted my take profit a little bit higher to make 15k flat, and that's what happened. And the screenshot I showed you guys, it shows that I made the $15,000. So here you can see is like the trade in the morning when I woke up. It was around floating $8,700. Like I said here, this was my trailing stop right here. It was at 5,000 flat. And then my trade ended up running to take profit, obviously. And the other good thing was if I held more, I could have made more money, because this thing flew. But there's no point in me doing that because, like I said again, Top Step only lets me withdraw 5k every 5 days. So yeah, that's it for the trade. Pretty much recap. I explained most of it, like it's fundamentals, price action. I don't have any fancy tools. I don't use anything crazy. That was pretty much it. It's more of, For me, it's more of experience. I have like 7 years on the market, so I can see stuff without drawing anything. That's just how my brain works. I don't really need to draw too much. I just have that experience on me that I use to trade. And yeah, so the second part I want to get into is, a lot of people ask me, how do you build a buffer? How do you trade? Like, how am I making so much money? My advice is the same thing that I told in my previous video, is you want to build the buffer during Asia session, trade as much as you can. Not as much as you can, but get quality setups. If you're up like 1,000, 2,000, perfect. Go to New York, get that volume, and take your trades and be more confident. And that way you can stack your profits. That's the only advice I have for you guys trying to build your account to get payouts, and or even if you're trying to pass your eval. That's the only advice I have. Another thing I would say is, don't try trading the choppy markets. I feel like the markets have been pretty shit the past couple weeks, and like these last week and this week, I feel like it's been pretty good in the markets. So yeah, sometimes there's a bad week, doesn't mean you're a bad trader. There's a bad week. That's flat out simple. And another thing I want to touch based on is that me and Raul might be launching a live trading room. It's where I'll be hosting Asia sessions and he might be doing New York sessions. That might be done like 3 times a week. I'm not fully sure yet, but if you're really interested, I might drop a link in the description. If not, just comment on the video. Let me know what you guys think about that. Doing a live trading room with me and Raul. You get the order flow side of things from him, and then you get the technicals, fundamental sides from me. I feel like it's going to be a crazy thing that we do. So yeah, let me guys know in the comments what you guys think. So yeah, thanks for watching the video, and I appreciate you guys.